here is evidence that the topology of the world is not the topology that we ordinarily see. We see things as separated by a certain distance. We walk across a room and we think, well, we've left the far wall of the room behind us and so forth. But there's an attempt to say, well, maybe things that from our macroscopic point of view appear to be widely separated in space, like New York and Chicago, just to take two macroscopic examples, from a microscopic point of view might actually be. What we have here is evidence that the topology of the world is not the topology that we ordinarily see.
Hi! Next month, I'm opening my very own Bandcamp account. So now you can give me money directly. Talk about capitalism. That was, I think, the best Sonic impression I've ever done to date. It will probably only keep improving, but hey, that's like already pretty impressive, isn't it? Anyway, I just arrived in her capitalism. Yeah, dude, it's par for the course. Let's get it started. Hello there, and welcome back. I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm the fastest thing alive. Oh, man. I'm faster than your mom. That made for a great intro to the Friday chill, isn't it? With snacks and a drink. Yeah. If you've seen if you've seen today's Instagram story of mine, you would have understood. Except you didn't, which makes you uncultured. What? Bro made himself laugh so bad I fucking started coughing. No, it's just that I have a bit of a cold. And it's been going for far too long. I've had this cough for like at least 2 weeks by now. It is starting to slowly die off, but still. It's slowly starting to go away, but still. It doesn't prevent me from doing my great Sonic the Hedgehog impression. What? Welcome one and all to the Friday Chill. I'm your host, Paul A.K. Modus. I hope you've had an amazing week. YouTube stopped shadow banning comments with swear words, or we're not allowed to say naughty words now. I'm seeing them. I am noticing that they're not. So, I have a chat pop-up. Right next to me on OBS, I have a chat pop-up, and I can see every message there. But then I have a window of the actual stream running on YouTube, and the chat there is not showing those messages. So it's a little suspicious, YouTube. Talk about low-budget flights. No food or movies or YouTube comments. I'm out of here. Etc. Beatboxing now. Do I have that bass? It's kind of it's a little bit quiet, but I think I have it. I gotta release air for this to work. Sorta. Pick up a book, bro. It's like analog podcasts. And you can even read them aloud. People will think you're crazy. Spaghetti or macaroni. I'm actually torn on that. So Stryker asked me at the beginning of the stream, what is your favorite food, Paul? Without a doubt, it is pasta. Okay? And a very specific type of pasta, because I traveled to Italy in 2018, and I had the lion's share of pasta. And let me tell you, the pasta itself was better than here. It was really good, but they never made it quite the way I like my pasta. So I didn't get to enjoy it as much as the pizza the very next day in a city called in a little like old medieval city called Lucca. When we had pasta, it was always like they have different types of pasta. Like they don't do it with tomato sauce and stuff like that, right? So I never got right. My favorite type of pasta is with bolognese. Wait, how do you say that in English? Bolognese? 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 What? No, I'm not muted. Shut up. Maybe it's the phantom on my interface. It might be. Yeah, it's a little bit iffy. I need to reset the phantom. The button on the interface is a little bit spotty. All right, there we go. Now it's working fine. So yeah, it seems that the phantom button on the interface has a bit of a cold solder joint. So when I press it, if I don't press it all the way, it like turns on, but it's like half on for some reason. So it works, and then it's gonna, and then it cuts out, and then it comes back in, right? So the way I like my pasta is with bolognese. So the way we say is bolognese, right? But bolognese. Google, enlighten me. How do you say this? Now on OBS. Now put it up on OBS for all to see, please.
Bolognese.
Bolognese? What?
Bolognese.
Like, do you really hold the G?
Bolognese.
Bolognese. What? Paul, I'm wondering, as a Spanish, how well can you understand other Romance languages like French and Italian? French is complicated for me. French is a little bit complicated because French people have a really heavy accent, right? And it's the accent that I get lost in. And there are some words and some types of words that just don't exist here. In French, there's this thing called the partitives. So let me switch over real quick to this browser window. Give me a minute. Wait, no capture. Okay, here we go. Partitivos. Partitives. French. Okay. Partitive article. So this thing, du, de la, right? Du fromage, right? So instead of when there's some cheese on the table, they don't say there's cheese. They say there's the cheese. Kind of. It's not really that, right? So it's like they put a little word in front of the actual word. What? So they put a little article thing right before the word. And there's no translation to Spanish or English because it doesn't exist in our language. This does not exist in Spanish or in English. Like we don't do it, right? So bread in French is pain, right? Well, pain if you're English. But they say du pain, right? They say like the bread. I ate the bread. But it's not really the. Like this word doesn't mean the. It's just like a thing they put before the word. It's kind of weird. So, it's things like this that make French kind of hard for me. With Italian, it sounds at times it sounds a lot closer to Spanish. So most of the time, like bartenders over there, when I was over there, bartenders I could mostly understand, right? And they could understand me too if I spoke to them in Spanish. So when I ordered my pizza, I did it like I first tried doing it in Spanish, thinking I would have to switch to English because I don't know Italian, right? But the guy over there, like, he got it first try, right? And it wasn't because I spoke slowly or that I tried to, or that I tried to go, to go more easy on him. It's just that he just got it, right? So yeah, Spanish and Italian, I would say most things. There are some differences. So for example, right and left. The words right and left. In Spanish, it's derecha, izquierda, right? In Italian, it's destra, sinistra, right? So they almost say like sinister to say left. Make of that what you will, right? So yeah, they say right and sinister. Distra, sinistra. So whenever we would ask a hotel employee where the bathroom was, if the bathroom was to the left, they would think we were like we would think they were like serial killers because they kept saying al fondo sinistra. It's just thinking about it. Some words, most words, I would say, are a little similar. So yeah. Now other languages. For example, Romanian is also a Romance language. It's very different. It's very different. I've known some Romanian people, and they tried to speak Romanian to me, and I was like, surprise Pikachu face, right? Modus really puts the chill in binchilin. Yes. I don't actually know Chinese. I've memorized the meme to a T. Yes. Oh, it's got Vine booms on every binchilin. So yeah, it's just I've met people who speak Romanian and they try to speak Romanian to me, and it's just right. 早上好，有张家有冰淇淋，我请吃碗冰淇淋。这是速度与情热，冰淇淋。No, it's just I have seen this video of Levy just like casually reciting whole binchilin because he knows Chinese apparently.
Also in the future, to anticipate Knight H5, play this so that you have this, and then your bishop is big chilling. Not to be confused with Bing chilling. 早上好，中国，现在我有冰淇淋，喜欢冰淇淋。
Because apparently he knows Chinese. So yeah, it'd be like that with Russian and Romanian. So yeah, I would think Romanian, like, it's still a Romance language, but it has had, or at least I would like to believe, it's had more influence from like Russia and Ukraine and all these like languages with the Cyrillic alphabet, right? I learned Chinese for a bit in school and we had to memorize Super Idol. You lost me at Super Idol. Oh shit. Oh my god.
Super Idol 的笑容都没你的甜，8月正午的阳光都没你。
Okay, I've heard this somewhere. I wasn't aware of this being like a TikTok meme. I know about the Elon Musk meme. I know about Chinese Elon Musk, and this is one of the greatest memes to have ever graced this earth. I need to find the original one. Maybe if I go to shorts. No, like, hi Jacob Collier, but that's not what I was after. Hello? Where's the original? I can't find the original, but it was hilarious. I think it's this one.
Hi,
No, it's not this one. But it's close enough.
Hi, everyone. I'm Elon Musk.
Elon Ma!
Ready.
No, it's not this one. No, but it's the... God, where is it? This is... Okay. Here it is. The original. Hi, everyone. I'm Elon Ma. Oh, shit.
Hi, everyone. I'm Elon Musk.
Now with one free binchilling.
所以现在你要微博，现在我拍电影，但是我给
冰淇淋。
Anyway, this is where it really starts to go off the rails. But the important bit was the first few seconds. Hi, everyone.
I'm Elon Musk.
Yes, I'm Elon Ma. Ah, greatest meme to have ever graced this earth. So good. It's just these like nonsense, this absolute nonsense memes that just you watch them and they make no fucking sense. YouTube poops never left. Oh man, dude, I've been I just realized like a few days ago that there's Spanish YouTube poops. I never knew that that was a thing, and yet it is. And I watched some of them and they're hilarious. At least if you speak Spanish, they're hilarious. How to do a Donald Trump impression? YouTube be YouTube. YouTube really do be like that sometimes. Okay. There it is. I'm not cultured. No, you're not. It's surrounded by Slavic nations, so it's very Slavic. Yeah. Sorry, Cosmic. Romanian is a Romance language. Romanian is not a Romance language? Cosmic Fluid. Are you American? Because it would seem you do not know the origin of your own language. Just like Americans don't know where the fuck any other country other than America is in the world. Are you American? YouTube poops are a worldwide thing, don't argue with me. I thought they were just like an English thing. Apparently not. He is British, which is like American Trial Edition. Oh yeah, it's like the American 30-day trial. Oh man. Yes. The American from AliExpress. Now that we're on the whole Chinese topic. Shout out to my Chinese fans, by the way. Y'all rock. Hexateron is allowed to aim that? Aim? What? Yeah, exactly. What? To make that, okay. American Trial Edition. Oh, man. Omelette du fromage. Wait. So you would... An omelet with cheese? What? What are you on about? What is your problem? What is wrong with you? Omelet with cheese? I'm going to tell you what a real tortilla looks like. So normally you would think that this is what an omelet looks like. All right? Thin, simple, unassuming. Here's how we do our tortillas. Look at the size of that boy. That, my friends, is a tortilla. Yes, we put more eggs on it. It's fucking humongous. It's thick. But this is tortilla. I wouldn't have it any other way. What you guys call an omelet, forget about it. This is it. This is it. Forget it. Like, dude, just, it's not even a comparison. It's not even a comparison. This is the beta male. This is the Sigma chat grind set. Okay? Like this beta ass omelet. And then, you know? I don't know if it's just me, but pasta for me sometimes can be a little too heavy to handle. So say a dish like this. This would be heavy for you, right? This is cocido. Right? Would this be heavy for you? Someone call it egg cake? That sounds like that sounds like a video that went very wrong. Imagine living in Yorkshire in 2025. So yeah, you would think this is heavy for you. Like this would be heavy for you. You would say, right? I don't know. Why is food on my screen? I just had dinner. Forget about it, Paul. I just had a massive bagel. Like just... They sell these things over here. This exact thing. Okay? And it's like this like round bagel you put in the oven. And it looks like that. I just had this for dinner. It's delicious. Yeah, it's pretty big. It's like the size of... It's like the size of a pizza, I would say. You know what else is massive? Yes. Your mom. Fatality. Yes, Jack. Hi, Jack, by the way. Fucking destroyed beyond oblivion. He is done. He is scourged from this earth. He is now groveling in the 19th dimension. Now he's grappling with the protocol who has been banished. And now he's in the void. Now he's down there begging for mercy. Yes. That's how it be. Stop smiling. Stop smiling like that. Smiling is fun. You have fun when you smile. Talk about capitalism. What? I just got a gift sub to Sekai Tunes? Wait, we gotta go. We gotta join him over there. Oh shit! I haven't logged in. I haven't logged in a while. Give me a minute. Someone just gave me a sub.
People don't like AI art.
Someone just gave me a sub
Generative AI art, and
for Sekai.
be better off
Oh shit!
in terms of like, if you ever like make a name,
Oh yeah.
create a logo and stuff like that, like actually get a designer or do it yourself.
Someone just gave me a gift sub
That's
for
all.
Sekai,
I'm
but I
just saying
wasn't
that,
even
like, it's
on the
an obligation
stream.
of me as an artist.
How does that happen?
Call it out. That's it. Anyways. 1, 3, 2.
Okay, I'm logged in.
This doesn't sound like a deep house.
Hello from YouTube. I just got a gift sub,
Thank you so much for the gift.
even though I wasn't even here.
Gifted subs. Holy shit. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Hello from YouTube. I just got a gifted sub even though I wasn't here. Hi, Modus. Are you streaming on YouTube or something?
Yes.
What are you doing? This is cool.
Doing good.
Yes, we are.
Color
Hi,
ringtone.
everybody from Modus'
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Everyone say hi to Sekai.
I hope you're doing well. I hope the stream's going well.
Yes.
Love you, bud. Gotta talk sometime. Gotta catch up. Okay, I like that. I like the going.
Let's catch up sometime, Tiago.
You did a good job of like the top element, like kind of swelling up, but I feel like the things below it, like
all right,
the supporting.
I'll go back to my thing.
You know, strings and brass and shit.
I gotta talk for real.
I feel like that also could build up a
Get
little
around,
bit,
peeps.
swell up, just so that it has a bit more.
I'll join one of
you know, like-
these.
Yeah. All right, I'll go back to my thing. You gotta talk for real, for real. Hell yeah! See you around.
Yes.
Have fun.
So, Senkai, on that note, do you play Dead by Daylight? Because I think it would be really fun. Yo, bro, Geometry Dash when? Tomorrow. Yes, during feedback. Yes, I saw the direct. I was just as confused as you are now. It was one of the most confusing directs ever. Like, what I got from it is remasters galore, right? So they're basically remastering the entirety of the human history, the entirety of the history of mankind, right? Hi, Sidora, by the way. and then there was Metroid Prime 4, which I'm actually really excited about. I don't think I've ever played a Metroid game. A Metroid? I don't think I've ever played a Metroid game in full. I've played some bits of it, but I've never like actually beaten a Metroid game. I couldn't breathe for 2 minutes because of the memes after I wasn't around to see the memes. I had to go do some other stuff because I'm a busy boy. But yeah, so I saw the Metroid Prime 4 trailer. I'm actually pretty excited about that. And then I saw the new thing for Legends ZA, which I'm also excited about, by the way. I'm thinking of restarting. I'm thinking of doing a new playthrough of Gen 9 of Scarlet and Violet. So yeah. And then I saw, and then there's Tomodachi Life 2. By the way, I have an ungodly amount of hours on the original. Well, not the original technically, because the very first version of the game was on the DS, and then they made it like, but that was a Japan only thing, and then they actually made it like for worldwide for the 3DS, and that's when it became known as Tomodachi Life. But thing is, I've played the 3DS one an ungodly amount of hours. Okay, I have like the island. My island is basically 100%ed. There is nothing else I can do on that island to improve it. It is definitive. It is the definitive island. It is the island, the the Isle of Armor. So yeah, I was actually kind of excited to see Tomodachi Life 2, because I think it's gonna be pretty fun, and it's gonna be the kind of game you just pick up for like 20-30 minutes at a time and then leave and then go do something else, which is the kind of game I've been really enjoying lately. Just these kinds of games that you don't have to be on it all the time, or you lose the plot otherwise. Right? So yeah, I've just come to really enjoy these kinds of games that you can just take for like 20-30 minutes and then leave and go do something else. Been waiting for Metroid Prime 4 since high school. Since when have you been on high school? Since like last year? Wait, like when did 3 come out? Metroid Prime 3. When did 3 come out? 2007. Okay. That makes sense. Jesus, that was a long time ago. Minecraft doesn't... Do you know how long it's been since I last played Minecraft? Let alone single player? Single player Minecraft is something I haven't played in a number of years that has 2 digits on it. And the same age as you. Okay. So high school was actually kind of a while ago. But still. So yeah. I haven't played single player Minecraft in 2 digits years. In probably over 10 years. Okay. All like everything Minecraft I've done is either with friends or just playing along with my cousin. Right? So my cousin, he's like 10, 11 years old by now, I think. And whenever he comes home, I just pull up Minecraft for him on like this like wide ass screen, and he really likes playing here. So yeah, I just play along with him. But it's either that or playing with like 200 jillion mods. However many zeros that is, I just invented a new term for zillion. Okay, so with like 200 billion mods, and then with like friends, right? Bro hasn't played Minecraft since Java 1.0. No, when I last played Minecraft single player, Java 8 had just come out, and there were some compatibility issues with Java 8 from Java 7. Like the developers at Minecraft actually recommended that you stayed on Java 7 while they may or the mods would break. I think that was it. Right? So Minecraft did work with Java 8, but the mods would break and they would stop working. So, no, I don't think it's in the cards for me to play Minecraft. I think I'm past that, honestly. I think I'm past that. At least on my own. Like, I don't get that same enjoyment that I used to. I guess it's just that I already know what it is. Right? I already know what I'm getting myself into. Like it's not exciting for me anymore to get into it myself. Like it's just me, going around in the world. What even is Java versioning? Because I had to download OpenJDK 21. So I believe back then they had like the client version of Java, and then they had like a development version of Java, which for some reason was 10 versions above the current one. So you could either download Java 8 for regular users, or you could download Java 16 for development. And both would work with Minecraft. It was really weird. So yeah, and I've never heard about the OpenJDK thing. So maybe it's like some open source implementation of Java. Java is a little fossil. Yeah, but there's a lot of stuff that still runs on Java to this day. There's a lot of things of the Spanish state, for example, right? Like lots of accounting stuff still works on Java. And there are a lot of URLs that still end in like .aspx, right? Minecraft requires Java 17 now. Yeah, no, that wasn't the case back then because Java 17 for client didn't exist anyway, right? So it was either Java 7 or 8. 7 was the one that worked with mods. 8, I believe, performed a little bit better on vanilla, but then the mods would break or something like that. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I don't think I have my Tomodachi Life save on my new 3DS. But I'll still try to pull it up. But I've played all of it in my other 3DS on the old one, on the aqua blue one that I have, which I've lent to a friend. Now that I think about it, they should actually kind of give it back to me now. I'm gonna ask them later. No, the console is ready for the update. Yeah, but I'm not. I don't want to update. Thank you very much. So no, I don't have Tomodachi Life in here. But I have Flipnote. I've got a Flipnote. How about that? So no, I don't have Tomodachi Live on here, but I remember my save file. I'm pretty sure I still have my save file somewhere. Flipnote Hatina. That was like the online thing, right? So Tomodachi Live is like this. So think The Sims, but Nintendo. So it's Nintendo's own version of The Sims. And I think the most revolutionary feature about Tomodachi Live was the fact that they somehow managed to make a text-to-speech for the Miis on Tomodachi Live on the island. So each Mii would actually like be able to speak. And they made a whole ass TTS system for that, for the Miis. So the Miis would actually speak to you, right? And they would respond to you. It was like AI before AI. Let me see. So they speak like with this really computerized voice.
My nickname is Hayden. My birthday is July 9th. My favorite color is green.
See that?
I'm Cat. My nickname is Hayden. My birthday is July 9th. I'm Cat.
And then you can even change the qualities of the. This is unheard of for a 3DS. This was unheard of for a 3DS. Right? And then there are people that a feature in Tomodachi Life was you could make musicals with your Miis, and you could actually write down the lyrics. So they would actually sing the lyrics in the TTS system. So the Miis would actually sing your lyrics. I shit you not. This was like what? When did this game come out? When was this? Come on, you're better than this. I'm not cheating. ROM for Citra. Stop. When did it come out? Oh, my birthday, 2014, June 6th. Look at that. My birthday, 2014. So I turned 13 years old when that game came out on the 3DS. And now I'm 23. Oh no. So this was 2014, y'all. AI had not been invented. At least not as we know it. So it was basically a very rudimentary version of Vocaloid for the 3DS. And then there were people who just did shit like this. For This was peak gaming, y'all. This was peak gaming. So yeah, I don't have my save of Tomodachi Life with me. Well, I don't have the game installed on my 3DS anymore, but I'm pretty sure I still have the save. And I remember when you extracted the save, because my 3DS is homebrewed, right? So I can actually transfer saves from one 3DS to the other. When I extracted the save, it actually turns out the save file for Tomodachi Life is just a really big TXT file. It's just a really big text file. Like, you could open the file on Notepad if you wanted to. It's just a 1 megabyte big 1 megabyte big text file. That's the save file for Tomodachi Live. I was flabbergasted. Yeah. I would like to believe I still have the save file on my computer. The save file is like a time capsule. I shit you not. It was like, what, 2017, 2018 last time I played the game. Keep in mind, NYP3 had just come out. So 3DS, 3DS, SD. I don't even remember. I have no idea, dude. All I know is that the save is in there somewhere. I can't be arsed. When you're sad, you understand the lyrics. 4. Yes. So then this came out. And yeah. Well, I saw it in Spanish, but it's all the same. Guys, they added farts into the game. They added farts into the game. June 6th this year is a Friday, birthday stream. Yeah, that time of year is going to be actually really tight because the very next morning, June 7th, I already have to take a train to Madrid. Because remember, I'm performing live. Less than 24 hours. Well, no, just over 24 hours after my birthday special Friday chill. So it's Friday night, I do my birthday special stream, and then the next morning I have to take a train to Madrid. So yeah, I will go to Madrid just to throw an entire birthday cake at the stage. I dare you. You will not.
How refreshing.
See? The TTS is back. They never bothered doing this with the 3DS version, so that's already an improvement. I can smell the frame rate here. I can smell the frame rate.
Tomodachi Life, living the dream.
And then I saw the release date. I cannot believe I'm saying this. We're getting GTA 6 before Tomodachi Life 2. I would low-key love to come to Spain just to see you live. I mean, you could. The show is happening in June. There's still tickets up for sale. If you want to book a flight, I'll be there. And we can meet up. Thing is, I won't be around for much longer the next morning because my train back home is the next day at like 4 p.m. So I play around like 1 a.m. So it's 1 a.m. on June 8th. So it's the night from June 7th to 8th. The night from Saturday to Sunday. So I obviously won't be doing the Saturday stream. Yeah, so I play that night, and then the next morning, I'll maybe like stick around in Madrid for a few hours, and then I have to already take a train back. Hi, Genius, what's up? So it's like I won't be around to. I won't be able to hang around for much. If only you came to the US to easier said than done. Visas are a thing. Your president is a thing. I don't know. Come to Brazil. I would love to meet y'all Brazilians. If you book me there and you can pay for my basic expenses, my flight and the hotel stay, I'll do it. I will be there in Brazil. No, it's not. I didn't. I have to explain everything to you guys. No, I'm not. I'm not going to Brazil. I'm just expressing that I would like to go to Brazil if the opportunity presented itself. So yeah. No, it's not a pipe bomb. I already announced it on my Instagram. It's not a pipe bomb. Like it's already known. Modus, come to the South Pole. Antarctica ass live show. Yes. When are you coming to Grimsby, Lincolnshire? Tomorrow. On feedback, I will be behind you. I'm a fan, and you made a great song with all of these growls, colors, and all this stuff. You're talented. Thank you. Which song was it? Which song made you go, oh, this guy got the shit? Grimsby. Oh, God. Hosting a concert for Chavs? Yes. Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be an entirely alien concept to me. I've already been at, like, basically Little Britain. AKA Benidorm. I've already been there. I've already kind of been to your country. Because like, Benidorm might as well just be a province of Britain now. might as well be. Yes, Benidorm. Yes. You heard me right. By the way, there's a reel about that one stream where we went on like Street View in Benidorm. There's a reel about that coming pretty soon. I haven't actually started the transcription on NYP10 yet. Maybe I should, but there are other things that are taking priority at the moment. So the transcription, the only reason I'm doing, or I have any motivation to do a film score transcription for NYP10 is because it's required. Like my PRO requires it for me to submit New York Protocol 10 as a soundtrack work. So it requires that I hand over the score for it, and I have to do the score for that. I did that with New York Protocol 9, and I have to do that with NYP10 if I want to submit it as a soundtrack. But I literally have all the time in the world to do that. I can submit it anytime I want. It's not like there's a time limit to that. So there's that. And then there's just the fact that there's currently other things taking priority, as I mentioned. There's the Madrid show. I'm studying for some things over here. I'm studying for a potential public servant job thing. Work for the estate, bro. The pay is really high. What can I say? But you got to study for that, and you got to take an exam for public service. So yeah, can you let us see the score when you're finished? Why would I do that? The piece is already there, right? And I would like to save such a concrete piece of work, a very specific piece of work, which is a score. I would like to save the film score for when it's actually needed. So say, God forbid, Netflix comes to my house and they're like, Paul, we want to make a New York Protocol adaptation film thing, and you'll be in charge of directing the orchestra for the soundtrack. Holy shit, I can die happy. That's when I would have Netflix to score. Unlike this To the Flute, which got handed to me pretty gratuitously and rudely, interrupting me in my rant. Direct this. Direct me that.
Oh, yeah, for sure! Miss Reyes, you are a bad teacher! How are you gonna afford to go on all these school
suit.
Finally remember these streams are a thing again? Yes. And we're on YouTube now, so yeah. I want to play NYP10 on an orchestra. Are you an orchestra conductor? It's like Iron Man with like on like the court scene. You want my property, you can't have it. But I did you a favor. I successfully privatized world peace. Right? Okay, bye guys. I'm going to bed. Bye, Suryukuji. Yes, in 5 years. In 5 years, talk to me again. Right? And then maybe I'll let you have the score. I'm an electrical conductor. Can I have the score, please? The word driver is actually translated to conductor in Spanish. So if I'm a driver, should I also have the film score? So if I drive cars, should I also have the film score? Okay, I time traveled. Give me score. Prove it. Hi, Yellow Shark. What's up? You got my property. You can't have it. So yeah, you're not getting the score unless it is absolutely essential to the survival of humanity. Also, guys, not to mention, the song is out there for you guys to listen to for free, basically, on like streaming platforms. So what's stopping you from feeding that song into some AI, local, by the way? Please do not send Near Perkle to a cloud-based AI. And just have it transcribe it for you. I should have the film score, to be honest, because I wouldn't know what to do with it. I don't read music. So should I hand the film score to everyone except music producers? What precedent would that set? How long did No Limits take you to finish again? Around a year. Safe to say, back then I didn't have the main quests of life that I have now. Safe to say, I wasn't as preoccupied with other things as I am now. So, yeah. Back then, the pace was faster because my music was slightly less technical. It took just less time to produce. And then, well, there's just that. I had more free time. Question, do you want to play marble game with subscribers? I used to play marbles with everyone, with chat, on Twitch. The problem is, Marbles does not have YouTube chat integration, so I have to do this weird workaround, which I haven't set up yet, which basically, you guys would type in, hypothetically, this doesn't work yet, so you can't try it. You would hypothetically type out a command, like !marvels or play, and then your name would be registered on an Excel sheet, on a spreadsheet in my computer that I would then import as a file onto Marbles, and then it would fetch the usernames from that. It's very spotty. It's very weird. I'm so sorry I left the stream last week because of golf coursing. Of all the reasons not to watch my stream, golf, I think you're just fine. I think you'll be just fine. I would love to play golf sometime. I actually once considered a position, like I once saw a job position for a golf course marshal. I actually considered it because I would be around really rich people. The environment would be kind of cool. Like, it would be kind of novel to just be a golf course marshal. it would be a day job. Like, the hours would be nice. The pay would be all right. Right? And I would have all the time in the world in the evening to do whatever the fuck I wanted. Right? So, yeah, no, I'm not kidding you. So yeah. Who's Nightbot? It's a bot. Golfing with AU5. Alright, trying to build La Resort, the spaceship, and send him to your doorstep to politely ask for the score. If not, he will take offensive measures. Do what you want. You want my property, you can't have it. Unless it is necessary for you to have that property. Right, who is D's? Exactly, who's D's? No idea, bro. I heard he likes nuts. Golfing with AU5 while he gives you a long philosophical lecture about life and the universe. That would be peak life. Just you're golfing and then you're like,
but actually the dimensions of the cosmos, and when you're so into the process of composing your music and you start to feel it from inside of you, you get that Lovecraftian response in your bladder, and then you start thinking about all of the
right? Yeah, man. Fluid says, right, because I'm kind of setting myself a deadline to finish an 8-track EP by autumn of this year. Setting yourself a deadline is cool. It motivates you to finish stuff. Don't be overly ambitious, because don't set yourself deadlines that you can't meet. Because if you're too ambitious, when you see yourself not being able to reach them, you will feel frustrated at a self-imposed deadline, right? You will feel frustrated because you weren't able to meet a deadline that you imposed yourself. So don't be too, it's a balancing exercise, right? It's a very careful balancing act of knowing what deadlines work for you. The bigger challenge for me would be to make it good enough for the label I want to get on to accept it. Forget about it. Forget about labels. Focus on the creative process. Like, for real, forget about the fact that you're going to send it to a label. Just focus on the work. Focus on the authenticity of the work. Focus on it being good and satisfying your style, your taste, your propositions, what you want to do with it. Do it, and then you can think about labels, right? What if the topology we normally see was not the topology of the world? If you think from a macroscopic point of view. Imagine microwaving a popcorn. I would know that Modus would laugh, by the way. Microwaving a popcorn? But that's a thing. Like, microwaving popcorn is a thing. And they just pop. That's why they call it popcorn. It's not that difficult. What? I talked with a friend who was released on Novatone about a music project I'm looking to pursue, and they basically said, allow yourself to fail. You're not going to learn everything instantly. That's good advice. But yeah, just completely just set aside the fact that you're going to submit to a label. Okay? Like, just first focus on your work. Focus on doing it the way you want, not the way the label wants. Because if the label is trying to shape your work, they're not the right label for you. Okay, like, I just want to make that very clear. You shouldn't have to be adapting to what a label wants. Okay? I know there's people that do that. That is wrong. Okay, that is, from an artist's perspective, from an artistical perspective, that is wrong. Okay? If you're in it for the art, it's wrong. Okay? Oh yeah, nah, for sure. It's just a me thing. Okay. So yeah. If you're in it for the art, you will find the right label eventually. Okay? And I just came back. Why is it wrong? You're wrong. Look at it. It's my finger. It has come for revenge. If anybody is a threat to my son, I must act. I mean, I mainly make the EP because I want to, not because of the... Yeah, no, what I'm talking is shaping the sound of the EP a certain way because a label is asking you to make it in their image. That's what's wrong. Okay? Forget about the label while you're in the creative process. Just focus on what matters, which is finishing your work and making sure you do it on your image. Okay? At least I would never, it would never sit right with me that I would make an EP for a label that I wouldn't be 100% on board with, that I wouldn't be 100% satisfied about. If I make something for a label before I made it for myself, that wouldn't sit right with me. It would just rub me the wrong way. I'm gonna have you pay for this. Do it. The protocol's mom. But what if the protocol was still alive, just on a higher dimension? Yeah, I create music on BandLab. Also, I don't think you're a fan of raw style. Depends what you mean by raw style. Because saying I'm a fan of this, I'm a fan of that is like too, it's like you're limiting yourself too much. Like, I stopped thinking about music in genres a long time ago. I just say my music is electronic because I can't be arsed to say it's dubstep anymore, or color bass, or DMB, or electro, or house. I just put, like, on the tag, I just type electronic because it uses electronic instruments. Not because I'm trying to fit it under a genre umbrella. Like, I stopped thinking about genres a long time ago. Like, I don't try to classify my music under genres anymore. Sure, most of my music might be in the BPM that dubstep uses, but my music is just modus music. It's just electronic music with a bunch of orchestral in it and storytelling, and there's no word that can really describe that. Yeah, it's color based, but that would be too reductive because there's so much more to it than just color based, right? I've never tried BandLab, but I have a file, so how does this affect MYP11's legacy? It is not happening. The MYP series is complete. Finito. I would know if that were true. Yeah, I always make music because I have a vision on both my lore and ideas musically. The label idea always comes second, but if a label I send my music to don't want to take it, I'm releasing it anyway. The power of self-releasing is often understated, underappreciated. Repost chains are a thing now. So you can get a ton of eyes on your music. And you don't even have to make other songs overshadow yours through reposting, because SoundCloud now has this thing where you can spotlight your music, right? And you can put it, so you can put your music above other reposts like that, right? By the way, I haven't talked about this. So there's your music, right, on the spotlight, and then there's reposted stuff below. So the reposted stuff doesn't have to take precedence over your own release stuff. Anyway, I have to talk about this. I just put up on my alt account, Modus Lost Files, which is just for extras and unreleased content. I just put up a compilation of every single soundtrack for my Modus live streams, the music and production part of Modus Live, for the past few years. So all the way from 2019 to 2024, which is the current version that I'm still using also in 2025. So there's every version of the intro soundtrack theme. So you might remember this tune. You might recognize this thing. Right? It's the quintessential Modus theme. It's the track that plays at the beginning of every single Tuesday and Saturday Modus stream, right? This is Modus the song. It's one of the most synonymous tracks with Modus, right? And then it has this theme at the end. Dun, 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 dun. Na, 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 na. Ah. Na, na. And yeah, it's Modus the song. So this is the track that plays at the beginning of every music related Modus stream. Not this one, not the Friday Chill, because that has like a different theme, right? That has a different aesthetic. But yeah, you would be so those of you who are new to my streams might not know that this has been the theme of Modus Live since the very beginning. Since the Twitch years, since I started like going live all the way back in 2018, I believe for the first few months I just used a different a different song of mine called "Time Does Not Pass By." Right? So I believe the first live stream intro track that I used was this one. So this was my intro theme in 2018 when I first started on Twitch, right? Right? So, the intro theme of Modus Live in 2019, that's when I first made a bespoke theme for Modus Live. And this was the first version of it. No, not that. This one. You might hear this and think it's slightly different, but it's the exact same theme, and that's because it is. The intro theme has been the exact same for 5 to 6 years. it's just been through a few subtle changes throughout. The tempo has changed. Some instruments have been added. Others have been removed. The orchestra is now in there. But it's fundamentally at its core, it's the very same theme. Your dad loves Time Does Not Pass By? Let's go. So yeah, even down to the... It's all there. The foundation is there. And then over the years, it has been changing. Like, for example, there were 2 different versions of the intro theme in 2019. This one starts a little bit deeper. All right? And then it has slightly different layers, right? And then the 2021 slows down a little bit. And it's even deeper. These are closely tied to New Year Protocol, by the way. The 2019 track was made basically along the same timeline as NYP4. And it was made to resemble New Year Protocol 4 in a lot of ways. It has some references to NYP4, and it even has a foreshadowing to No Limits version 1, which is the intro theme that went from January to June of 2019, right? No Limits wasn't out yet, and there are some references to No Limits in this one. So this was one of the first foreshadows of No Limits. There are some No Limits themes in that one. So yeah. And then in 2020, it won a little bit darker to signify Into the Unknown, right? Your Protocol 5. And in 2021, it's the same thing. It slows down even more. Now it's like 90 BPM or something. Now it's really slow. This was the slowest version of them all. And then I sped it back up for the last 2 years. It's really slow, see? And then I sped it up for 2022, and this is where it starts to sound a lot closer to the current version of the theme. See that? Now it starts to sound a lot closer, right? Some chords are changing, right? And that's when we start to see the current themes being used. In 2023, it was an incremental update, you could say. I made some changes. Now there's some more layers in the background, and the orchestra is starting to make its way in, right? And then in 2024, this is the current version that has the most orchestra. And some instruments have changed once again. And then it has the bass glides. That's a new addition in this one. And then the brass, as I mentioned. And it's exactly like I mentioned in the description. When I started streaming live music production, I thought I'd come up with an ambient intro loop that played at the beginning of every stream. The song was designed to make the wait more amenable for people, as the please standby screen counted down the minutes to the start of the stream, and at the same time encapsulate in just a couple minutes everything that made up my musical style. So yeah. This theme is now synonymous with Modus Live, serving as an introduction to the sound of Modus for viewers old and new alike, and turning a waiting screen from a boring timer to what feels like a prelude to an exciting journey. Yeah, it's my way to make a boring timer feel exciting. Make even the simplest, most banal of things seem hype and exciting. You're excited to see a countdown timer going down. You didn't even think that was possible, right? While the basic foundation of the song has remained largely the same, it has seen a number of variations throughout the years. Tempo changes, new instruments and melodies, callbacks to other songs, see if you can spot them, or the introduction of orchestral, as happened with my main music during the pandemic. Due to popular request, I've uploaded every variation ever played on streams on this playlist from oldest to newest. Why do you like countdown so much? It's not the fact that I like the countdown itself, it's what I can build around the countdown. I can build tension, right? And that tension is worth watching, right? If there's a countdown but there is no anticipation, like if there's a countdown, you should know that there is something great waiting for you at the end of that countdown, right? So the countdown in the New Year Protocol series, right? During the whole hour, there's an ARG, and that follows the same purpose, to make the wait more amenable, make the wait more exciting. And then when the last 3 minutes and the super big, large cinematic track hits, you know it's gonna be sick. Whatever's at the other end of that countdown is going to absolutely blow your mind, right? And that is the thing. It's a very powerful storytelling tool. And me being all about storytelling, you can see why I love countdowns now. What if you stream with a New Year countdown? You just described the entire New Year Protocol series. That's the whole point of the New Year Protocol series. It's done now. But yeah, the New Year Protocol series was basically just that. A song that released right around New Year's. And it was part of a bigger series, a story that I wrote. And in that URL I just sent you, you can see the whole thing and you can watch the full film. There's 10 chapters from 2016 to 2025. So like 3 months ago, I put out the last chapter, the final chapter of the series. So I won't be doing any more of that. Modus metal with orchestra when? It's that's already a thing. Have a look at Bringer of Light, Final 3, the final 3 minutes track for the Countdown Chapter 4. It's literally just that. So if I skip a little bit. Bum 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 bum. This part's my favorite. Ah, the brass. Ah, it's so good. There's a part in NYP7 that's metal. Yeah, the termination bit in Altered, the second half of termination. Hi, Code 2, what's up? We're just going down memory lane. "17, 16." My favorite last 3 minutes. Yeah. There's also Semper Finem. Though admittedly, this one has a little bit less metal, but it's still in there. But this one is more cinematic than anything, but there is still a guitar bass somewhere like doing bum bum. Bum bum, right? So the guitar in this case is doing the bass. So I honestly like this one over Bringer of Light just for the significance of the significance of the lyrics, right? Forever until the end, united by the truth, virtue shall prevail forever until the end. This is a unison. Every single voice in the choir and like every single instrument, the strings, the guitar, the brass, the piano, the choir, everything is doing an E. It's unison. That's the point. Right? Everybody is united, right? United by the truth. Are you getting it now? That's why it's in unison. Because it's the Great Alliance. Everybody is united. So yeah, what matters here is the pattern. Bum, 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 right? And that's why in the first few seconds, I actually played the drums first, doing that same pattern, because the real leitmotif is the rhythm. So it's like in Superluminal, where the main theme is the 4/4/5, right? Here, it's this thing. That's the main leitmotif. Right? And then it starts to tease it slowly. So every 2 bars. And then it goes every bar. Right? Love the thought you put into composition. Thank you. Yeah, no. I keep saying it. It's all connected. Are you getting it now? And then it starts to diverge because I need it. Because I need it for the composition. So once I've established the motif, now I can start harmonizing, right? So first it starts in unison. Everything is in unison. Everything is united. And then it starts to diverge, right? If you thought the banner is cinematic, that is because it comes from a countdown, the countdown climax. It comes from an event that I did for New York Protocol 9, and that is the countdown climax.
Hi.
And hey, who's that idiot? Never met him. And then so this is the soundtrack that plays at the last 3 minutes of the countdown climax, right? So here. There it is. So the last 3 minutes of the countdown is basically a video clip for Separate Venom. And there's flashbacks from all the previous countdowns, and there's also some visual references and all. There it is. This is the one where Desex got it in the last few seconds. I believe this was... I believe that was the NYP8 one. I believe that was the Countdown Chapter 4. 60 BPM. That's another thing. The song is synced to the timer. You see, with every beat, it counts down. So the beat is the timer. Right? The beat is the timer. You're seeing visuals from every past NYP, by the way. All those visuals in the background, they're like warped visuals from all previous NYPs. And now you're seeing every past countdown scrolling by. See that? All the previous ARGs coming together. And the countdown going rainbow. Right? It's all deliberate. And you're seeing how there's like 3 separate clocks that like they separate from each other and then they rejoin. So notice see how there's like the clocks are like they separate and then they join back in? If you take a very close look, you will see that the clocks that separate are actually 3 distinct renders of the same clock with a different texture. Each texture was used in a year in a previous countdown. So the countdown chapter 3, or I believe it was chapter 2, used, I believe it was this front layer, and then chapter 3 used the middle layer, and then chapter 4 used the background layer. And then I just combined the 3 of them and made a 3-dimensional clock with it that would like it would stretch out and then it would rejoin. So it's like very literally all the countdowns coming together, right? So they separate and then they rejoin. See that? It's all very deliberate. And then when the timer is red, it means emergency. There's very little time left, right? Red is also the color of the protocol. So yeah, it means urgency, right? see all 3 characters in red. And then when the Great Alliance joins, the clock stops being red. There it is. There it is. Right. So if you want to watch this back, I put out this countdown all the way back in January of 2024 for the release of New York Protocol 9. So yeah, that's in chat if you want to see the whole thing in the last 10 seconds. There it is. So yeah. Bro put more work on this than anime studios be putting on their anime openings. And after that, 10 happens. No, this is actually the countdown to 9. I didn't make a countdown per se for 10. For 10, I just put together every previous NYP, and I finally made New Year Protocol, the film. Hey, that's my stream. So, New Year Protocol, full film. I finally realized my 10-year-long vision, and I made a narrated story. So I enlisted the help of a voice actress in Rachel Sellers. So I hired her to do the voiceover for the story bits. So
the protocol changed their way of looking at the world, reinventing their knowledge.
And then I did the visuals.
Views. Now, no more than the protocol held the smallest meaning, and therefore could be safely forgotten. Their past victories and defeats.
So the narration proceeds every year, right?
Singularity.
So it's like a recap of every NYP leading up to finally the 10th and final chapter, the end, right? So the full film, you could say, is the countdown to the final one. And this was the world premiere of NYP 10. NYP 1 through 9 was the countdown for 10, basically. And then, yeah, I put all 10 together for the full film. Full film. Just think about that. Let that sink in. An hour 25. It's a feature-length film. That's kind of insane. Sure sounds like 11 Labs trains. It's she's a very professional voice. I will tell you that much. But no, it's not AI, okay? It's a human actress. I paid her full price for the vocals. It wasn't cheap, but it was every bit worth it. I need the superluminal ticking sound effect for a meme. I believe I know where you can find it. It's I know exactly where you can find it. It's a pack called Ava Instinct, I believe. Ava Instinct. If you can get your hands on this pack, this pack has some sound effects, and one of them is the countdown, the ticking sound that I use for subliminal. Like dun 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 dun. Right? No, it's the original superluminal. That's from Ava Instinct. So yeah. There it is. You should hire the God of War narrator. So you mean Christopher Judge? The voice of Kratos? Should I have hired Kratos for this? Oh no.
Boy. Bring me a New Year Protocol.
That's my favorite song. Thank you. But yeah, Superluminal 2021. A bit of a throwback now. I think about it. That would have been cool, boy.
Destroy the protocol now.
Have you thought of collaborating with Chime at any chance? Yes. We've talked about it. We just need the right tune. That hasn't happened yet. But I'm sure when we find the right tune, like, I wouldn't say it's a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Right? We just need the right tune to happen. That hasn't happened yet. But at some point in our life, it's going to happen. Just know that. We both know that we want to work on something. Everybody gangsta till Modus hires Ellie from The Last of Us. I actually haven't played The Last of Us. It seems like a game I would like. Because it's like very story heavy and all that. Imagine using a robot to voice Nier Protocol of all things. I mean, the voice of the humans, and this is still very ironic to this day. Every character in the Nier Protocol series is voiced by me, except the humans. So the protocol, the gatekeeper, and the creator, which are all non-human, were voiced by a human, and the humans are voiced by a non-human. The humans are voiced by a text-to-speech system. So yeah. It's very ironic. Everything that's not a human is voiced by a human, and vice versa. What does Skybreak call that for the ultimate idiom storytelling experience? It's already happened. I've already called that with Skybreak a number of times. Most recently in Visionary. Whoops. Sick remix, by the way. Just yeah. Most recently, I believe it was late 2021 with Skybreak Visionary. The second half of the first drop. I live for it. I live for this half. I fucking live for this. It's so groovy. Also on the Pixel Perfect remix. Pixel Perfect, Skybreak and Modus remix. Oh, that's the Killing Boy remix. Also a really cool remix. Skybreak and Modus remix. Pixel Perfect. And then there was the 4 on the floor drop. June 2020, yeah, it's about to be 5 years old. So Prism was the first song I heard from you. Ooh, collab with Sharks. I didn't look into the rest of your music back then, though. The first song I heard from you that actually got me to look at the rest of your music is Val's Galactica. I was actually very insecure about that track until I released it. Val's Galactica was my first ever song I released that wasn't in 4/4. It was 6/4, right? So let me skip to the verse. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Alright? It's in 6/4. Or in 3/2. So I thought nobody was going to like the song based solely on the fact that it wasn't on 4/4. Oh, how wrong I was. And honestly, on things like these, I love to be proven wrong. Astral Realm AP was my introduction to Modus, then Jazz Metal Funk and Complexa VIP. Ooh. Jazz Metal Funk is a weird one. Yeah. So, the VOD of this stream, I might just keep it open. Or not. I don't know. I might keep it unlisted, so it's not public on YouTube. But if you make any clips of it, you can still view them. So yeah, I dare you to try Soundtrap or Moze. Yeah, that Pixel Perfect remix is legendary. Yes, I need to listen to all Rushdown tunes now. So yeah, keep the video open on YouTube. I don't know, Chief. I don't know if I want to keep so many songs in public because, you know, copyright. First Modus I ever heard was Modus What's Next 2025 Plus ID Showcase. I mean, if you came in just now, you're just as appreciated as someone who started listening on the very first NYP. Like, if you just came in, that doesn't make you any less of a fan. Like, I will appreciate you just the same. Right? Astral Realm. No, the verse. Iconic. This entire first half of the verse, the melody, it earned an entire the second act of Neo Protocol 10 references that entire phrase. Right? I think it's here. Here. Ah, this is beautiful. Have you heard that new Skrillex track that was only emailed to certain people? I haven't. I have not. I guess I wasn't worthy. Yeah. If you want to listen to Neo Protocol 10, I'll just leave the link here for you all. It's iamont.us/NYP10. That's the main gateway. From there, you can listen to it anywhere you want. So you have to click on the Out Now button, right? So hit here, Out Now, and then you're taken to the download gate. We can go ahead and click any link you want. And then if you scroll down from the page, you can actually see the storyline bit and the truth. And then you can return to the beginning of the Neo Protocol page, and you can access every chapter from 1 through 10. And you can see the characters, what the story is about. This whole Neo Protocol page, I put a lot of work into this. Yeah. And then, obviously, there's the big red button to watch the full film. Hi, Dying Demand. We're plugging Neo Protocol hard. Or rather, I'm just doing a massive info dump on New Year Protocol and my discography in general. And we're talking about how absolutely nothing is, like, everything is connected. Everything is intentional. Everything is deliberate. Right? Nothing that happens in Modus is random. Okay? I tell you. From the visuals, the music, the references, it's all connected. But now we're getting New Protocol trading cards. You're free to make them yourself. Use like use like a Pokemon TCG card generator.
What makes someone a criminal?
Not making a web building course makes you a criminal in 2025. I wouldn't know, though. I wouldn't be able to give you a web building course. I didn't code this. I made this in Wix. It's just... there's no Wix watermark because I'm paying for their annual... They're like annual subscription thing where you can use your own domain and you can get rid of the Wix watermark. But yeah, so it looks like it's a me site, but I built it using Wix, just like other people would like using Squarespace, for example, right? Or is this too powerful for New Aluminum? I have considered releasing with them. It's just, again, I have to wait for the right opportunity and the right song, right? The ultimate evil in the multiverse, the Blender default cube. Nope. The Cinema 4D default cube. I don't use Blender, or I didn't use Blender for NYP. All I used was Cinema 4D and this thing called Chaos Corona. That's the rendering engine that I used. It's the one that looked the best to me, the most NYP-esque to me, with the glass textures and how it handles caustics and reflections. We ever release on Rainolex. The problem with Rainolex is that they put well, at least how it used to be, they put together compilations that are way too big for any one artist to be recognized, right? Like they're so big, they're like 100 song compilations, right? There's like compilation albums that are 100 songs big, and you can't focus on any one artist because you get so lost in it, right? That there's no real spotlight being given to any one artist, right? So it's like, what's in it for me? Like, I also have to think for my own interest, right? What's in it for me? And as for Disciple, they just don't match my style. Like, I don't think Disciple would take my storytelling, like, super melodic music, right? Like, that's not what Disciple is about. And that's fine. Like, I don't have to release on Disciple. For example, I consider Ophelia to be a much better fit for me personally, right? For my style of music, right? It's not Disciple is not culture enough. It's just that they don't, like, my style wouldn't work very well with Disciple, right? Circus Records, for example, Heaven Sent will also work. Also Landon, yeah. Landon, you're the man. Thank you for existing. Who? When are we gonna get Near Protocol remixes? I didn't consider it to be appropriate. Like, what would Near Protocol remixes be like? Like, the series is meant to be a series. So it's like if Marvel asked people to make remixes of the Avengers. To make remix movies for the Avengers. That would be kind of weird, right? It's meant to be a storytelling series. It's meant to be its own piece. If you want to make a remix of a particular Near Protocol track, feel free to do it. It would be unofficial, but still, you could do it. It's just that doing official remixes for it seems not appropriate. At least not for a series, right? So I find more appropriate that I do remix compilations on individual songs, right? That are not associated with this like movie-like concept. Right? Info dump on New Year Protocol. What was that? An hour long? Yeah. Your thoughts on Shuttle Records? I don't know who they are. I've just been so out of the loop recently with like labels, and especially small labels. I've been really out of the loop, so I would appreciate if you guys sent me some labels to look forward to in my Discord server. You can go there and tell me, hey Paul, you should check this out. They put really, like, they put out really cool music. No, I've never seen Res Records. To be honest, I would go for a color ringtone remix comp. The problem with that is not that I wouldn't want to do it. It's that it's not a self-release. So I don't have full control over the copyright and the licensing for it. So for a color ringtone remix compilation, I would have to do it under the Rushdown umbrella. Right? So yeah. And then would the remixes release on Rushdown, or would they be a self-release? Right? Nightbot is here for the commands to work. So when I type in !Discord, Nightbot comes in and hands you the Discord link. I put it there, okay? Don't worry. So yeah, I'm pretty sure you can ask Harvey if the remixes can be also... Yeah, but still, there will be a revenue problem there, right? Like, Rushdown wouldn't be getting their cut. Because I signed a contract for color ringtone to be released in there and for them to take a portion of the revenue, right? So it's a... You have the power to bring Rushdown back from the... I don't know. If and when it comes back from the dead, I definitely want to be among the first to release in there again. I definitely would love to be among the first to release in a revived Rushdown, like Rushdown 2. Or in this case, Rushdown 3, because it's already gone through a rebrand. So in 2016, Rushdown went like... they used to have this like old cover art style, which was like this like cartoony thing, and then they rebranded to the current art style, which is like the white cover with the like chime art style, right? And then that was from 2016 to 2022, 2023. So that was Rushdown 2.0. And then I guess if it comes back, and when it comes back, it will be Rushdown 3.0. Rushdown 3, bro. Modus Gaming. So it makes it. That's what makes you feel like that you play Marvel's game. I do some gaming, just not very often. As much as I love Rushdown, I kind of lost hope for it to come back due to a lot of people on there doing their own thing. Look, never say never. Like look. I don't know if Rushdown is going to be coming back. And if I didn't know, I wouldn't tell you. Because, like, I wouldn't be the first to tell you because it would be insider information. Okay? Right now, I can say I don't know if Rushdown is going to be coming back for sure. Okay? I don't have any insider information. I haven't been told, hey, Paul, don't tell anyone Rushdown is coming. I haven't, like, I have no idea. Okay, I know just as much as you do about Rushdown. I would love for it to come back, right? And yeah, even if I did know, I wouldn't tell any of you. Yeah, I would love for it to come back, and I don't see why not. But yeah, if it happens, I would like to see it with a team of people handling it, because Chime just can't take it. It's too much for Chime, and we all saw that, and we all totally agreed with his choice to step aside from the label for a while, because it was too much for one person to handle. Cover art, legal stuff, right? If it comes back, I would like to see it done with a team to spread the load better. It would work better. It would get a massive weight off of Harvey's shoulders. And no, like Chime also needed, like, he wasn't really doing a lot of his own music, right? Or their own music, right? I'm not sure what pronoun they use now, or he uses now. I apologize if I got it wrong. Yeah. They, he, okay. They so good. Okay, thank you. So yeah, it's actually 2023. Actually, Rushdown closed down on February the 2nd, 2023 at 11:13 a.m. and 26 seconds. Central European Time. Friendship ended with Rushdown, now New Aluminum. First of all, funny. Second, it does feel like there have been labels that have started to take up the baton from Rushdown. New Aluminum would be one of them, right? Or it seems like the most prominent one. Like New Aluminum has been one of the labels or collectives to have stepped up and be willing to take over the spot that Rushdown left empty in the scene, right? New Aluminum is disciple for furry zoomers. But hey, those furry zoomers, they got bangers, dude. I don't care what you say. Watch out for those furry zoomers, because they are onto you. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. It would be cool for it to come back, but all I know is that everybody there are doing their own thing. Weren't we all doing our own thing, like, before Rushdown as well? Like, I feel like my whole life wasn't Rushdown when Rushdown was still active. Like, we weren't all, like, in this, like, circle jerk of, like, we only live for Rushdown, right? We all had the liberty, we all had the freedom to release elsewhere. We weren't bound to Rush, like, we weren't legally bound to Rushdown in any way, right? Our songs were, but not us. So if I wanted to, at the same time as I was in Rushdown, speak for yourself, mother. So yeah, the team there, it doesn't have to be the same team. They could assemble new people. Why not, right? The way that got you really distracted is that what you're talking about. Oh yeah, the parry, the Metal Gear Rising thing. I mean, at least it made for a funny comedy skit. At least it made for a really funny skit. So I'm kind of glad that it happened. Anyway. I have heard of Trail Mix. I believe they're in the Novatone server. I even got to talk to them once, I believe. I don't know. That got you furious? Furious on camera is a very different feeling from actually being pissed. I don't think you guys have ever seen me, like, truly pissed. And if you did, like, when like, I'm going to be the first to admit this. When I get angry, I go scorched earth. There is nothing, like, I go scorched earth. There is nothing that's off limits for me. So maybe don't get me pissed off. I can be very nice. Okay? I can be a very nice person. I can also not be so nice. So, yeah. Just be nice in life. Okay. Yeah, on camera furious and real life furious are two very different things. Okay? Jack type angry. Jack as in I don't know what Jack is. Jack and Daxter? That's what's coming up. Yeah, Jack. Oh, the baby with the fire thing. The thing is, I wouldn't know about any movie references like that because the Incredibles, I watched it in Spanish. Like, you you have to remember, I'm not English. I'm not American. I live in Spain. I was born in Spain. I speak Spanish. I live here, right? I live in Spain. I'm here. So I watch most everything in Spanish. Movies. Well, not movies as of late, but back then I watched movies in Spanish. Now I tend to look for the original dub if it's possible. Yeah. Just I play for example, Pokemon games, I play them in Spanish. The Zelda games, I also play them in Spanish. There are some other games where say if there's a voice dub, chances are I'll play it in the original version in English. Right? There are some exceptions. Code Lyoko, my favorite TV series of all time. I actually much prefer the Spanish dub to the English and the original French dub. It's just like that. I also really like the Latin American dub for Scooby-Doo. Right? I prefer the Spanish dub of both Switch Zelda games over the English dub. But then for most anything else, I do prefer the original version. Yeah. Did you see the direct? We just talked about it at the beginning of the stream. So safe to say, yeah. You can also be really edgy. Yes. Especially when I'm in Spanish mode. I can be really edgy. My jokes are nothing to scoff at. My favorite Zelda game is Breath of the Wild. I enjoyed both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom equally. I thought they were both insane. They were mind-blowing. It boggles my mind that those games even made it to the Switch. That those games even work on the Switch at all. And the fact that they work well, it is beyond me. It's a testament. And now they're saying that, oh, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet runs like shit because that a game that big is just not meant to be on the Switch. Dude, indulge me for 1 second. Both Zeldas run at 30 FPS locked on the Switch most of the time. Literally, Pokemon Sword and Shield, which released 2 to 3 years before, run on the Switch, and they run rather well. Doom Eternal is on the Switch. Alien Isolation is on the Switch, and it runs well. Wolfenstein 2 is on the Switch. So do not come here telling me that the Switch cannot handle it. Hogwarts Legacy is on the Switch. Granted, with loading screens, but still, the fact that it's in there at all and that it runs. So no, that argument does not work. It was a Modus Caval collab. If it happened, I don't remember it. I surely don't remember it. OBS connected to Obsessed. Yeah. You might low-key be the running rat KFEDM if you say that you're edgy when you're in Spanish mode. I remember seeing at a gaming con a Switch showcase that area that at Wolfenstein 2 and Doom. Yep. And they both run well. Like, dude, great. They're insane ports. Right? They're impossible ports that just So yeah, whenever people bring up the performance thing on Scarlet Violet, I just tell them, dude, just play Zelda. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, those two run on the Switch. Far better than Pokemon. And Scarlet and Violet have some of the most barren maps I've ever seen in video games, period. Like, the game itself and the mechanics and the story is really good. It has one of the best plots of any Pokemon game, Gen 9. I shit you not. But the graphics, dude. Oh, God. You have to play from a distance, because otherwise it's unbearable. Like, I have to play on my living room TV because I prefer playing the game from a distance. Because if I play it on my computer stream, it's just too obvious. All of the graphical shortcomings, they're too obvious. They're too obvious for me to like get past them. The TV tends to like mask those issues a little bit more. So it's easier on the eyes, but dude, it's rough. When you play it on a computer screen, it's rough. I remember in the stream, the floor created the chord. I think you're getting lost in translation there, buddy. The flute created the chord. That may make it to a reel. I don't know. It's up to Jared. He edits my reels, so I play on 120 hertz. Do you play Pokemon Scarlet Violet on 120 hertz? Because if so, that tells me you're using an emulator. I actually did do a second playthrough of Breath of the Wild on emulator. So I first played on Switch, and then I did a second playthrough with 32:9 super ultra wide and 120 FPS on emulator. It was much better. It was a much more immersive experience for sure. But yeah, it's just the convenience of being able to play Zelda, like, I don't know, when you're waiting when you're in the waiting room for a doctor appointment, or when you're when you're in the bus or something. I don't know, right? Yeah. Fortnite on Switch has taught me the Switch graphics are not the best. Sure, like, dude, it's based, the Switch's CPU and GPU are based on the NVIDIA Shield. That's like a 2014 CPU. Right? That's like a 2014 GPU. So, of course, by today's standards, yes, I'm okay. It's just I have a bit of a cough. I apologize. So yeah, by today's standards, it's not up to date, but that's why we have a Switch 2 coming up in just a few months, right? So they can update it. So yeah, it's based on the Tegra X1, which was on the NVIDIA Shield, and that's like a 2014 mobile GPU. My phone is more powerful than the Switch. I get it. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't try to get the best out of it. You can emulate Sega Saturn games on that thing. Do you know how hard it is to emulate Sega Saturn games? It's impossibly hard. It struggles on like an i7 from a few years ago. Like, I remember seeing the Mark 1 graphics on the Switch and shit was outrageous. But yeah, dude, Zelda. Just whenever you bring this up, guys, I always talk about Zelda. Play the Zelda Switch games. And you will be wondering, like, you'll be asking, like, every single location you go to, you'll be asking yourself, how the fuck did they do this? Right? Anyway, I think it's time for me to wrap up. I need to get some sleep. It's just past midnight here. And we got a stream tomorrow. We got feedback hour. 3 hours of me destroying your songs with facts and logic. We're going to review 10 to 15 more tracks tomorrow. So yeah, I'm looking forward for that. Guys, until then. So yeah, we shall see each other in less than 24 hours. It's 6:15 p.m. where I am. Yeah, but you're not where I am. So here in Spain, it's 15 minutes past midnight. So yeah, it's 12:15 a.m. There we go. The song from that La Resort is I think it was Chop Suey, right? Chop Suey by System of a Down. So System of a Down, Chop Suey, I think was the song. Chop Suey, System of a Down. Yeah, Chop Suey. All right. I'll just type it in chat for you. System of a Down. Chop suey. All right. Until then, guys, I've been Paul, aka Modus. Have a great rest of your night. I shall see you tomorrow in Feedback Hour. 3 hours. 3 hours of me destroying your stunks with facts and logic. Been Paul, aka Modus. Until next time.